My beloved brothers and sisters, not every battle is worth your energy, and not every person deserves a reaction. Sometimes the greatest strength is not in fighting back, but in walking away quietly, gracefully, and with your dignity intact. The Prophet ﷺ taught us that true strength is the ability to control your anger, not unleash it. When you stop explaining yourself, stop arguing with those who never cared to understand you, stop trying to fix what Allah removed from your life, that's when peace finally enters your heart. Silence is not weakness. Silence is wisdom. Silence is trusting Allah to defend you when you choose not to. Your calmness is your power. The moment you walk away from what disturbs your soul, Allah opens doors that chaos was blocking. Calm attracts everything: peace, respect, blessings, and the life your heart has been praying for. Silence is a shield Allah gives to the wise. Silence is not the absence of strength, it is the presence of wisdom. When a believer chooses silence, they are not losing the argument, they are winning their peace. Some people speak without thinking, react without understanding, and hurt without caring. But the wise know that silence protects their heart from words they will later regret. It keeps their dignity untouched, their character elevated, and their peace intact. The Prophet ﷺ taught that if a person believes in Allah and the last day, they should speak what is good or remain silent. Silence becomes a shield that guards the believer from harming others and harming themselves. When your tongue is silent, your mind becomes clearer, your heart becomes calmer, and your focus remains on Allah instead of unnecessary conflict. There are moments when the best response is no response. When people twist your words, doubt your intentions, or look for reasons to bring you down, silence is your protection. You don't need to defend what Allah already knows. Your silence becomes a testimony that your trust lies in Him, not in people's approval or understanding. Silence teaches you to listen not just to people, but to the whispers of your own soul. In silence, you can hear the truth of your heart more loudly than the noise around you. You can feel Allah's guidance more clearly. A noisy mind cannot connect with the most peaceful. Silence opens the door to spiritual clarity. When you choose silence instead of reacting to negativity, you rise above what was meant to pull you down. You refuse to enter a war of egos because your heart is busy seeking Allah's pleasure. The wise know that not every insult deserves a reply. Not every argument deserves time. And not every opinion deserves attention. Sometimes silence is a mercy for them and for you. It stops you from hurting someone in anger and stops them from continuing in their ignorance. You are not responsible for correcting every wrong, nor for adjusting every misunderstanding. Silence hands the matter over to Allah, the best of judges. Silence in the face of provocation is not weakness, it is jihad of the heart. Holding back your anger when your nafs wants to explode is an act of worship. Allah sees the battle inside you. He sees how hard you try to remain composed. And He promises reward for every moment you choose patience over ego. A wise believer knows when to speak and when to walk away. Some people do not want a solution, they want an argument. Some do not want to understand you, they want to misunderstand you. Silence protects you from becoming like them. It keeps your heart pure while theirs exposes itself. Silence is a language only the wise understand. It sends a message louder than words, that you value your peace more than being right, that you value your dignity more than winning a debate, that you value Allah's judgment more than people's opinions. Sometimes silence announces your maturity without you saying a thing. When you remain silent, Allah becomes your defender. He brings the truth to light without you having to raise your voice. He exposes falsehood and honors patience. He replaces stress with tranquility and chaos with serenity. Silence invites Allah's intervention in ways arguments never can. Silence allows you to think before you speak. It prevents you from saying things you cannot take back. Words once spoken become arrows, you cannot pull them back. But silence is a shield that stops those arrows from ever being launched. It keeps relationships safe and hearts protected. There is beauty in being quiet in situations where you could speak loudly. There is power in choosing inner peace over outer victory. When others lose themselves in anger, you stay rooted in Allah's remembrance. When they choose destruction, you choose elevation. Silence is your ascent while others fall into noise. The heart that is connected to Allah does not rush to defend itself. It leaves defense to the one who controls hearts. The believer who practices silence gains a higher status with Allah because they silence their ego and strengthen their iman. Silence isn't empty, it is full of trust. In silence, Allah heals you. He calms the storms inside you. He replaces anger with ease, anxiety with comfort, and confusion with clarity. Silence becomes a form of dhikr, a remembrance that doesn't need words, only a heart that is relying on its Lord fully and quietly. And when Allah sees that you remain silent for His sake, He sends peace into your life that words cannot describe. He grants a dignity that no argument can win. And He writes a reward for every moment you controlled your tongue. Silence is not defeat, it is divine protection. Walking away protects your peace and your dignity. Walking away is not a sign that you have lost, it is a sign that you value your peace more than pointless battles. When you choose to walk away, you save your heart from unnecessary scars, your mind from exhausting arguments, and your soul from toxic environments. Allah does not want you to destroy yourself, trying to hold on to what was never written for you. Leaving is sometimes the most courageous form of self-respect. Not every place you are invited to is meant for your peace. Not every person who calls you deserves access to your heart. Some spaces drain you spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Allah warns your heart before He removes you. He gives you signs that staying will damage your dignity. Walking away becomes a protection that Allah inspires within you. Your dignity is a gift from Allah. And when you stay where you are constantly belittled or misunderstood, you are sacrificing something sacred. Islam never asks you to allow yourself to be disrespected. You can forgive without returning. You can show kindness without staying. You can love someone without letting them harm your soul again. Walking away preserves the honor Allah granted you. When you walk away, you are telling your heart, you deserve better. You are telling your mind, peace is a priority. You are telling your soul, Allah will replace this with something good. That mindset keeps you strong. It reminds you that you are not dependent on people to be whole. You depend on Allah, and that is enough. People may try to provoke you, manipulate you, or pull you into conflict, but you rise by refusing to engage. You choose silence over shouting, grace over revenge, patience over ego. Your dignity is protected not by what you say, but by what you refuse to say. Sometimes the most powerful response is walking away with your head held high. Walking away is not abandonment, it is protection. It protects you from trauma. It protects you from anger. It protects you from repeating cycles of pain. Staying in the wrong place can ruin your spirit, steal your joy, and distance your heart from Allah. Leaving can be an act of worship, a decision guided by faith and wisdom. There are people who will only value your presence once you leave. They take your kindness for granted, your patience as weakness, and your silence as permission. Walking away shows them the truth that your presence was a blessing, your loyalty was rare, and your dignity will never be compromised. When you walk away for the sake of Allah, He walks with you. He strengthens your legs when your heart is weak. He calms your fears when uncertainty scares you. He replaces what you lost with what you prayed for. Letting go for His sake is not loss, it is the beginning of something better. Walking away teaches others how to treat you. It sets a boundary that says, you cannot break me and expect me to stay. It shows you that your peace matters more than pleasing people who feed off your hurt. Allah gives you the self-respect to know when enough is enough. Sometimes walking away is not from people, it is from the past version of yourself. You walk away from habits that destroy you, thoughts that limit you, and environments that keep you stuck. You move toward growth, healing, and a life that aligns with Allah's pleasure. Walking away becomes rebirth. You deserve relationships that bring you closer to Allah, not further. You deserve conversations that nourish your heart, not drain it. You deserve environments where your soul can breathe. Walking away clears space for these blessings to enter. You are not running from something, you are running toward what Allah wrote for you. Peace begins when attachment ends. When you stop expecting people to complete you, you step into emotional freedom. When you stop begging for understanding, you discover clarity. When you walk away from chaos, peace follows you like a shadow. Allah rewards the believer who protects their heart. Your dignity is not measured by how loudly you fight back, but by how gracefully you exit. When you walk away silently, you show that your worth is not tied to people's behavior. You know Allah saw everything, and if He saw it, justice will come even if you stay silent. Walking away is a reminder that your story is still unfolding. Allah may close a chapter, but only to begin another one that is kinder, safer, and more beautiful. When you leave what drains you, Allah leads you to what sustains you. His plan is always greater than your attachment. And one day you will thank Allah for every door He pushed you to walk away from. You will look back and realize that leaving was not weakness, it was divine protection. Your peace is worth saving. Your dignity is worth guarding. And your heart is worth honoring. Not every battle requires your reaction. Not every comment deserves a reply. Not every insult deserves a defense. And not every situation requires your energy. Some battles are traps set by shaitan to disturb your peace and pull you into sin. When you choose not to react, you are not running away, you are rising above. Islam teaches us that dignity comes from controlling the tongue, not from winning arguments. When someone tries to provoke you, remember, responding may give them the satisfaction they seek. Some people don't want a solution, they want chaos. The wise believer recognizes which battles are worth fighting and which ones are simply distractions. If a response costs you your peace, then silence becomes the smarter victory. There are times when remaining silent is not about weakness. It is about choosing peace over ego. The Prophet ﷺ said, the strong person is the one who controls themselves when angry. Your reaction could destroy relationships, cause regret, or escalate a situation that could have died in silence. Restraint is an act of worship. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone who is committed to misunderstanding you. Some people hear only what fits their assumptions. The more you explain, the more they twist your words. In those moments, do not waste your breath. Let your actions speak for you. Allah knows the truth of your heart. When you react to every small battle, you exhaust yourself emotionally and spiritually. Your heart becomes heavy, your mind becomes restless, and your faith becomes clouded with unnecessary noise. Protect your energy. Protect your time. Protect your sanity. Not everything deserves access to your peace. Some battles are not yours to fight, they belong to Allah. When people wrong you, lie about you, or try to break your reputation, Allah is watching. He promises justice even if the world ignores your pain. When you hand the matter over to Him, He defends you in ways more powerful than any argument you could make. Every argument you avoid is a victory over your nafs. Your ego wants to respond, to defend, to shout back, but your faith whispers. Leave it to Allah. When you choose faith over ego, you gain strength others cannot see. You protect your heart from a war it never needed to fight. Sometimes reacting only lowers you to the level of those trying to harm you. They want to pull you into their negativity, to stain your character with their behavior. When you refuse to respond, you expose their intentions and protect your integrity. Silence becomes a mirror that reflects their true nature. Not all criticism is worth addressing. Some criticism comes from jealousy, some comes from insecurity, some comes from people who cannot handle seeing you grow. Let your success respond for you. Let your peace respond for you. Let your silence show that you refuse to shrink yourself just to fit their comfort. You don't need to react to prove you're right, Allah knows, and that is enough. When you stop reacting, you stop giving power to people who thrive on your reaction. You reclaim control over your emotions. You choose what deserves your attention and what does not. Every time you walk away from a worthless battle, you are preserving your mental health. Arguments can drain your spirit, fill you with anger, and affect your relationship with Allah. When your heart is busy fighting small wars, it has no space for peace, growth, or worship. You do not need to fight for a place in someone's heart, nor for a position in someone's mind. If Allah wrote love or respect for you in someone's heart, it will be there without force. If He removes it, no amount of effort can restore it. Fighting for what Allah removed only hurts your soul. Sometimes silence is the answer that confuses those who try to hurt you. They expect you to react, to explode, to justify yourself, but your calmness disappoints their negativity. Your composure dismantles their plan. In silence, you remain in control. Not every situation deserves closure. Not every relationship deserves repair. Not every disrespect deserves attention. Letting go is sometimes the best response. Your peace matters more than your pride, and Allah replaces everything done sincerely for His sake. Your reaction is a choice. You can choose peace, you can choose honor, you can choose to protect your heart instead of winning an argument. The most satisfying victory is walking away with your dignity untouched and your heart still connected to Allah. Remember, true strength is not loud. True strength is quiet. It is shown in the believer who stays calm while being tested, who stays gentle while being mistreated, who stays focused while being distracted. Your silence is not unnoticed. Allah counts every moment you hold back. When you choose not to react, Allah reacts for you. He clears your name. He softens hearts. He brings you justice without you having to demand it. And even if the world forgets, Allah never forgets the patience you showed for His sake. Your value is not determined by how quickly you respond to negativity. Your value is determined by how much you protect the peace Allah blessed you with. Choose battles that elevate your soul, not ones that drain it. And one day, you will look back and thank Allah for every moment you didn't react. Because walking away from unnecessary battles didn't make you weak, it made you wise. It saved your peace. It guarded your dignity. It brought you closer to Allah. Calm hearts attract blessings, others chase. A calm heart is a heart that trusts Allah completely, and trust attracts blessings faster than anxiety ever could. When your heart is settled, your mind becomes clearer, your choices become wiser, and your path becomes smoother. Peace is not just a feeling, it is a magnet that pulls goodness toward you. The calmer you are, the closer you become to Allah, and the more He fills your life with barakah. Chaos pushes blessings away, but calmness invites them. When you are constantly stressed, angry, or anxious, you block yourself from seeing the opportunities Allah sends. But when you breathe, let go, and trust Allah's plan, blessings flow into your life effortlessly. What others chase desperately, Allah brings quietly to those whose hearts remain steady. Calmness is a form of faith. It means you believe Allah will handle what you cannot. You stop trying to control every detail and instead surrender every worry to Him. When you release anxiety, you create space for Allah's miracle. The believer who places full trust in Allah lives a life protected by divine peace. A calm heart sees the bigger picture. Instead of panicking at every setback, it recognizes that Allah is rearranging things for a better outcome. Instead of questioning, why is this happening to me? It says, Ya Allah, I know you don't make mistakes. This certainty turns hardships into growth and waiting into worship. People who rush through life often miss Allah's subtle blessings, but those who pause, reflect and remain calm notice beauty in every detail, mercy in every delay, wisdom in every test, and hope in every heartbreak. Calmness allows you to see Allah's kindness behind every experience. A calm heart is protected from shaitan's whispers. Anger opens the door for regretful actions. Fear invites doubts, but calmness keeps shaitan out, because the heart remembers Allah more than the problem. When your heart is at peace, the world cannot control you, only Allah can. Calmness brings clarity. It helps you choose responses that reflect your character, not your emotions. You speak with dignity instead of impulse. You act with wisdom instead of frustration. A calm believer does not let the world disturb their heart, they let Allah settle it. Calm people attract calm people. Their presence brings comfort. Their words bring healing. Their silence brings reassurance. They become a source of stability for others, because Allah has placed tranquility within them. They don't compete for attention. Peace makes them noticeable. Blessings reach the calm heart faster because it is open, grateful, and patient. Those who constantly worry are too busy fighting battles Allah already promised to win. But those who calm their hearts step aside and allow Allah to work. Trust turns the impossible into possible. Calmness is a light that Allah places on the faces of those who trust Him. It is seen in their eyes and felt in their presence. Even in difficulty, they radiate a serenity that confuses the world. because their peace doesn't come from circumstances. It comes from the creator of circumstances. A calm heart is not free from pain, it is free from panic. It feels sadness but does not drown in it. It feels uncertainty but does not lose hope. It feels fear but does not forget Allah is the protector. Pain may touch it, but it never controls it. When you keep your heart calm, Allah guides you to the right people, the right opportunities and the right timing. You don't need to chase the dunya. The dunya comes to you when your heart is aligned with its creator. Barakah follows tranquility. Calmness is a treasure that many seek but few achieve because it requires surrender. You cannot hold on to control and expect peace. You cannot attach your happiness to people and expect stability. Calmness is born when you let Allah take the lead. A calm heart doesn't rush results. It understands that everything written for it is already on its way. Delays are not punishments, they are preparation. And whatever arrives late arrives better than expected. Calmness allows you to enjoy the journey instead of only waiting for the destination. Jealousy, envy, and comparison disappear from a calm heart. It knows that what is meant for others will not reduce what is meant for you. It celebrates blessings everywhere because it trusts Allah's fairness. Such a heart sleeps peacefully, knowing its risk is protected by the most generous. Calmness protects your dignity. When others argue loudly, you speak gently. When others panic, you breathe. When others react, you pray. You become a walking reminder that true strength is quiet and true success is peaceful. Dignity and calmness walk together. A calm believer whispers, Alhamdulillah, even when they don't understand the plan. That gratitude keeps their heart soft during trials and full during blessings. Allah promises that the thankful heart will be given more calmness, becomes a gateway to increase. The Prophet ﷺ said, peace is from Allah. So the calmer your heart, the closer you are to Him. The world may be chaotic, but your heart remains steady. The storm may rage outside, but inside you is sakina, tranquility sent by your Lord. A calm heart doesn't just attract blessings, it recognizes them. It sees Allah's gifts even in simple moments. A smile, a safe home, an answered dua, a heartbeat that continues. Peace helps you appreciate what others overlook. And one day, you will realize that the peace you protected was the greatest blessing of all, because peace is the foundation upon which all other blessings feel meaningful. Calm your heart for Allah and He will fill your life with what others spend a lifetime chasing. Allah replaces what you leave for His sake. Sometimes Allah asks you to leave something behind, not because He wants to punish you, but because He wants to purify you. What you let go of for His sake never leaves your life empty. Allah replaces it with something far better than what you were attached to. Holding on to what harms your soul blocks the blessings waiting to arrive. Letting go is painful because your heart doesn't see the future Allah sees. You feel the loss immediately, but the replacement comes with divine timing. The moment you walk away from what displeases Allah, angels record a victory. You may not feel it yet, but your heart just moved closer to its peace. Allah never takes without giving. He never removes without replacing. He never tests without rewarding. When you sacrifice something for Him, a relationship, a habit, a lifestyle, He lifts you to a better state. Because anything you give Allah is never truly gone. It returns multiplied in ways you couldn't imagine. Leaving something you once loved is one of the greatest acts of worship. It means you love Allah more. It means you trust Him more than the dunya's temporary pleasures. And Allah promises, whoever leaves something for His sake, He will replace it with something better, not equal, better. Sometimes Allah removes people from your life because their presence blocks His blessings. You may cry over the loss, but Allah is protecting your soul. He heard conversations you didn't hear. He saw intentions you couldn't see. Trust His removal because He sees what your heart cannot. What you leave for Allah will come back in a form that brings relief, not stress. In a relationship that gives peace, not pain. In a job that gives dignity, not humiliation. In a lifestyle that strengthens your iman, not weakens it. Allah's replacements are always upgrades for the soul. When Allah asks you to let go, He is asking you to choose His promise over your fear. This is the moment faith becomes real. Your heart whispers uncertainty, but your soul says, Allah is enough for me. That decision alone is a turning point in your destiny. Letting go requires sabr. And sabr is never wasted. Every time your heart hurts from leaving something harmful, Allah increases your ranks. He cleanses your heart from attachment to dunya and fills it with attachment to Him. This is spiritual elevation disguised as heartbreak. Sometimes Allah doesn't replace immediately, not because He forgot, but because He is preparing something meaningful. What is rushed is rarely blessed. What is delayed is often perfected. When Allah gives you a replacement, you will understand why the wait was necessary. Walking away from sin is victory.